Are you heading out of town or have a special occasion? What about birthdays, anniversaries, or reunions? Get the best deals and inexpensive rental car rates, midsize sedans, compact cars, and more. We have a variety of fleet vehicles to accommodate any and all of your rental car needs. Make a reservation today at your local budget rental car on Hamilton Road in Whitehall. Call 614-863-7500.
Happy Kwanzaa. I'm Carla, and my sister Karen and I own Two Natural Sisters. We've been in business for 5 years, and we sell a line of natural bath, body, and candle products. Let's take a look. Follow us on social media, Facebook and Instagram, at Two Natural Sisters. All items that are in stock will be shipped within 24 to 48 hours. As a promotional item, we offer a CD of Black romantic poetry of self-love and coupled love, and 50% discount on Sister Locks, Brother Locks by consultant Sapphire Donetta Mahadi. If you have any questions, you can reach us at customercare@twonaturalsisters.com. Enjoy and happy Kwanzaa.
What's going on? My name is Doe. I am the owner and creator of Madeline Gin. Madeline Gin is best described as a celebratory art experience that exudes hella blackness. Initially, the company was founded to provide a luxurious but affordable art experience, and it's since transformed itself into something a bit more spiritual. By walking in what I believe to be my truth, I've been able to get in contact with my ancestors and use my platform and my art, my gift, to tell their untold stories. I do that by using different textures, by utilizing different mediums, colors, and just making things pop out so that it's open for interpretation. I love creating, and I can't wait to be of service to you. Thank you.
I am a genius. My ancestors were geniuses. My ancestors have made me a genius in all that I think, say, and do. I must declare myself a genius. I'm a genius. Whenever I am myself, I practice my geniusness and do great things. All my thoughts, choices, and deeds must express my geniusness.
I am a genius. My decisions must always be in the best interest of myself, my family, my people, and my God. Only then will I and everyone I know that I am a genius.
I am a genius. At all times, my geniusness must reflect my culture. My geniusness must serve my God. My geniusness must make me be one in love and harmony with my family. My geniusness must protect my people. Yes, at all times, I must demonstrate excellence because I am a genius.
Habarigani and happy Kwanzaa. My name is Dr. Kelly Kirksey, and I'm here recording from the Oak Hill Collaborative Media Makerspace in Youngstown, Ohio. Again, Habarigani, Umoja, which is unity. And I am here today and for the rest of the week to talk about wellness as it relates to our principles. And today, as we talk about Umoja, it's about coming together with community, family, friends, and coming together with ourselves. So sometimes we get a little bit disconnected from ourselves. So as we talk about unity and wellness, I want to encourage you to affirm that you are aligning with right community. In these days of the pandemic, we can get so discombobulated, so disconnected. So ask yourself right now, how am I staying connected to healthy community these days? Am I reaching out to old friends? Am I reaching out to family? Am I checking in with myself? Asking myself, what do I need? Am I letting people know what I need? So for unity with yourself and the community, affirm, I am cultivating healthy, conscious community. I am communing on purpose. I ask for what I need, and I call in my people, and I call on my people. So happy Kwanzaa. And the challenge is, reach out and touch somebody today. Reach out and touch someone today. People need people.
Watch the next video. Watch the next video. Watch the next video. No, I'm just joking, family. Family, thank you for joining us. Be sure to catch us on the next video, family. Peace. Watch the next video. Watch.
We need restoration, more so than reparation. Because let me tell you something, if you don't have no sense, I can give you $10 million. Right. Statistics have already said, 7 to 10 years, you're broke. Right. Oh, look up all your athletes if you don't believe what I'm saying. See? And if we thought they had 2 cents in the head, and well, call the response, so repeat after me. Minute by minute.
Minute by minute.
Hour by hour.
Hour by hour.
You lose your faith.
You lose your faith.
You lose your power.
You lose your power.
Minute by minute.
Minute by minute.
Hour by hour.
Hour by hour.
You lose your history.
If you lose your history,
You lose your power.
you lose your power.
Minute by minute.
Minute by minute.
Hour by hour.
Hour by hour.
You lose your spirituality.
If you lose your spirituality,
You lose your power.
you'll lose your power.
If it is to be,
If it is to be,
it's up to me.
it's up to me.
Because I feel good about myself.
Because I feel good about myself.
I feel good about all the people around me.
I feel good about all people around me.
And it will follow me
And it will follow me
for the rest of my life.
for the rest of my life.
Because I walk with good.
Because I walk with good.
And I talk with good.
And I talk with good.
And I am good.
And I am good.
And that feels real good.
And that feels real good.
Good, better, best.
Good, better, best.
Never let it rest.
Never let it rest.
Your good is better.
Till your good is better.
Better is your best.
And your better is your best.
African people.
African
You were
people,
once great.
you were once great.
You shall be great again.
You shall be great again.
Lose not faith.
Lose not faith.
Lose not courage.
Lose not courage.
Go forward.
Go forward.
Uplift the race.
Uplift the race.
Arambe.
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 Let us
Watch the next video. Watch the next video. Watch the next video. No, I'm just joking, family. Family, thank you for joining us. Be sure to catch us on the next video, family. Peace. Watch the next video. Watch.
Peace and blessings, beautiful people. This is Sister Roni Offset and my beautiful family and friends back here. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Over here to my left is, right behind me, beautiful Precious. It's her birthday today, and Yashiva. Today we will be sharing with you some Kwanzaa yoga, how you can do yoga together and promote Umoja, unity, and collective work and responsibility, making sure everyone takes care of their health together. So we're going to practice a quick 15-minute routine that you could do. So I hope you enjoy it, and we'll see you on the mat. Make sure you have a mat. Make sure you have some water if you need blocks or pillows or whatever you need. Get your stuff together, and we're going to get started now. Everybody in position. All right. Habarigani, everyone. We are going to begin with the journey of Ra, or as you might have heard it called, the sun salutation, which is 12 to 16 movements that stretch the entire body, awaken all of the energy systems in the body, all of the organ systems in the body, allow the body to feel vital, strong, and healthy. Even when it's cloudy outside and the sun is not shining, we are going to ignite our own sun, our own fire within through the journey of Ra. This can be done in a chair as well, so you can modify it by just doing the upper parts in the chair. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We start off by bringing our feet together, standing in victorious Haru or mountain pose, palms facing forward. Relax the shoulders back and down. Relax the face. And begin breathing in and out through the nose. Allowing yourself to feel fully present in your beautiful bodies. Giving thanks for life, giving thanks for mobility and movement. We're going to slowly begin to breathe our hands up. Circle sweep them up and around the body. Your hands should be above your head now. Slowly exhale back, bringing the hands into a triangle. The thumbs are touching and the index fingers. Go back as far as you can for a nice back bend. Lifting back up through the legs. Get nice and tall and slowly fold forward. Bringing your hands down to frame the feet on the side of the feet. Release your neck. Just relax and let everything go here. If you want to move your knees from front to back, please feel good and feel free to move as you need. Then we're slowly going to bring our left foot back behind us. We're a nice lunge here. You can look up. Nice deep breaths. Remember to synchronize your breath with the movements. Then we're going to bring the right foot back. So now we are in Newt pose, or the pyramid pose. Palms are flat. And I'm going to show you from this side. And you can come up on your tippy toes and then slowly relax and draw the heels back down into the earth to feel the full stretch in the back of the legs. Let's just hold these poses for a moment to feel the medicine from them, to feel the energy flowing throughout the body. Now you're going to see Precious is going to do a modified as we evolve into Wajet or the Cobra pose. So you can come down onto your knees. You can come down, and then you can slowly begin to, snake yourself forward. All right, and everyone else, we can go ahead and just bring ourselves down onto our bellies, push into the mat, and lengthen out. If you want to look up, you can look up. Stretch the front of the neck. From there, release the elbows and bring the body all the way back flat onto the mat or to gab the earth. Curl your toes, and we're going to push ourselves up into Haru's rising. Hold your plank. Hold your own weight. Spread your hands. Engage your core. Engage your glutes. Feel that strength and power raising in the body. And push yourself back into Newt, coming up on the tippy toes. And then releasing the heels down to the mat. Nice deep breaths here. Look forward. And then you're going to bring your left foot back in front. Release the right knee down onto the mat. Bring the top of the foot down and then look up. Feel that stretch in the front thigh. Releasing any tension you may be holding there. Curl your right toes. Lift the right knee off the mat. And keeping your hands planted, see if you can bring that foot forward. Bring that right foot forward. From there, make a triangle with your hands. Keep the head in between the arms. And we're going to move as one. Move in Umoja in unity, coming forward very slowly. So slowly begin to inhale. The hands and the head up. And back for another back bend. And lift it up again and float forward. Let's do it again. Down. Release the head. Step the left foot back. Right foot forward. Bring your right foot back with the left. Evolve into Wajet. We're going to add on, we're going to go into the Harukahuti pose, or what we call Sphinx pose. Drawing the glutes back to the heels and the belly onto the thighs. Now look up. This is our pose of actualization, our pose of mastery of the higher self over the lower self. Now open your arms out to the side of your mat. Take a nice deep breath in. And on your exhale, slowly roll the face forward, not touching it. And we're just going to bring the forearms down. So this is going to be a lower back stretch here. So the elbows are onto the mat. The palms of the hands are flat onto the mat. Fingers are spread. We just stretch this lower spine here. All right, slowly come all the way back down, bring the face down, curl your toes underneath, push your hands to the mat, come up into Haru's rising, generating power, vitality, strength, showing victory and power. Draw the hips back up into the sky, lengthen out the arms, press into the mat. Come up onto your tippy toes. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And then release and draw the heels down. Good. Look forward. Let's take that left foot in between the hands. Draw the right heel, right legs back, top of the foot down. Look forward. Release. Look back at your mat. Bring the right foot to the left foot for a nice forward bend. Bring both hands together into a Merkut or a triangle with the thumbs touching, the fingertips touching. Slowly begin to inhale up. Exhale back. And float forward one more time. Heating the body up. Bring that left foot back. You all right, Maya? All right, and then we're going to go ahead, press the hands into the mat, lift that left knee, bring the right foot back. Each time you do it, you get better. First time you might be a little stiff, but each time you do it, you get better. And you can do this simple postures, 4 to 15 times. Just for the sake of time here, we're going to do it. This is our last time. But now we're going to go ahead and come on down. Use the modification you need. Arch the whole spine up, chin up. Come all the way back down. Push up, temporal roots rising. Yeah, make sure you keep your head aligned with your spine. You keep everything lifted from the core to the glutes. Tighten the glutes. And back up into new pose. Sit bones going up. Beautiful back there, sunshine. Beautiful back there, precious. Yes, Maya. You can always bend the knees here if it becomes too intense. All right, flatten the feet down. Feel that stretch. Look forward. And then we take that left foot in between the hands. Look up. And then bring the right foot in between the hands. Release the neck in between the arms. Nice deep breaths. And then slowly inhale up. And exhale back. Inhale all the way up. Bring the arms down, heart center. You should feel heat and energy flowing throughout your entire body. Now from there, take the hands out to the side. We're going to cross our hands and do the Asara pose for replenishment, which is important during this Kwanzaa season, that we replenish, restore, and resurrect our higher selves. Slowly bring both hands forward. We're going to bend our knees and come down into our sets creation pose. Come on down. See if you can bring the feet together and balance on your toes. Bringing our hands to our heart. Inhale, both hands up. As you are in this pose, think about what you want to create for the new year. For the new Gregorian year, what would you like to bring into existence? You are the co-creator of the universe, of your reality, of what takes place in the African American community. Let us continue to build and be creative. Bring both hands down onto the sides of the knees. Bring your knees together. And come back up into a forward bend. Bring the hands up underneath the knees. Active back extension. Inhale, both hands up. Evolve into the throne pose. Sit the glutes back. Bring the hands together at the heart. And we're going to twist and turn as much as you can, because we have to be flexible in our spine. Beautiful and flexible for health and longevity. Inhale, both hands up, over the head, temple hands, exhale back. And slowly come forward on the opposite side. See if you can look up towards the ceiling. If not, if that doesn't feel comfortable, just look forward or look down towards the mat. So see what feels most comfortable here. We are twisting the spine. We are releasing toxins from the abdominal organs. We are making sacred space in the joints of the spine. Slowly inhale back up again. Exhale, bring the hands heart center. Now, find a partner. This is an opportunity for you to practice, Umoja and unity with your family and promote health and wellness. So let's start off with our feet like this, side to side. Come over you come over to my mat. So take your foot that way in a V. All right, take the other foot, the left foot at a 90-degree angle. All right, take both hands out. I'm gonna grab hands here and exhale over. Reach out. How y'all doing back there? Good. Okay. Then take it forward. Release hands. Both hands come forward as you are what they would call a warrior one, and then lean back again. See if you can touch hands. All right, release. Come forward. We're gonna lean into each other, counterbalance each other as we build our house of stability. Press into my hands. Good, stretching. Take the opposite feet towards each other. All right. Take the opposite hand behind the back. There we go. Warrior friend. Let's grab her hand. Yep. Now look over your opposite shoulder. All right. All right. Come back side to side. Step side to side. Release. Take both hands up in the middle. We can't see y'all back there, so I'm gonna move over. Okay. We are going to bring our hands together in the center. Let's bring our hips together. And we take the opposite foot until we are balanced. So we make a double tree. Good. And release, step out. She steps that way, I step this way. Step out, go back over. Foot side to side. Stretch it out. Go ahead, pull that way. Great. Release. Those are just a few poses you could do with your family and friends. We are going to prepare for some breathing exercises as we go into a relaxation pose, okay? Okay, we're going to end our practice today with some nice deep breathing. So let us begin with inhales, just natural inhales and exhales through the nose. Holding the breath for a moment and then releasing. Inhale. And exhale. Now I'm going to have you take your right hand and bring the middle fingers towards the middle of the forehead and your thumb towards your right nostril and your pinky towards your left, okay? So it looks something like this. All right, just preparing ourselves for alternate nostril breathing. Balances the hemispheres of the brain, balances right, left, builds the immune system, brings fresh oxygen into the body. So let's just breathe by plugging in the right nostril with the thumb. Just breathe in and out through the left for about 5 breaths. Now, plug in the left nostril and breathe in and out through the right. And now we're going to alternate. So what we're going to do is we're going to breathe in through the right nostril and retain the breath. Savor the breath for a moment. Then plug in the right nostril and release through the left. Breathe in through the left nostril. Exhale through the right. Breathe in through the right nostril. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Exhale through the right. Slowly release your hands onto your knees and breathe naturally for a moment. Let's end with one more breathing exercise. Taking your hands to your belly button, palms facing upward. We're going to inhale, hold the breath, exhale. Bring the palms facing the pelvis back down. Let's inhale again. And exhale. Now I'll repeat some affirmations as you continue that breath. Inhale. My body is strong and flexible. Exhale. My mind is clear. Inhale. My heart is filled with love, wisdom, and power. Exhale. All in equal measure. One more time. Inhale. My body is strong and flexible. Exhale. My mind is clear. Inhale. My heart is filled with love, wisdom, and power. Exhale. All in equal measure. Circle the hands around your body. Inhale the hands up. Exhale, bring the hands slowly down the center of the body into the heart center. May your heart be as light as a feather. May you have a wonderful Kwanzaa and celebrate it with family and friends. Remember that health is wealth, so we as a community must make an effort, a strong effort to maintain our physical health and vitality with water, exercise, air, light, thinking, happy and positive thoughts, healthy food, and sleep. Peace and blessings. Happy Kwanzaa. Baragani. Thank you, everyone.
We are in the kitchen with Vicky Doe Fitness, and today we are going to be cooking our black bean burger protein style. So this is one of our absolutely favorite new recipes. Whether you're vegan, vegetarian, flexitarian, or if you just love trying new foods, we have a completely plant-based, delicious burger recipe for you. This recipe is protein-packed, delicious, and sure to impress your guests. And remember that eating more plants can pay off in the short term and the long term, helping to reduce blood pressure, prevent heart disease, and manage and prevent other lifestyle-related illnesses. We're going to show you how to prepare a delicious meal with none of the sodium and all of the flavor. So our prep time for this recipe is 45 minutes, our cook time is 15 minutes, and the total time is 60 minutes. So we're going to start off with our food processor, and we're going to combine 2 15-ounce cans of low-sodium black beans, drained and rinsed, 3/4 cups of uncooked old-fashioned regular rolled oats, 2 garlic cloves, finely chopped, and notice all of our ingredients today are sodium-free, really taking advantage of these natural flavor enhancers. So we're gonna chop 1/2 of a small onion, 2 tablespoons of your favorite thick barbecue sauce to give it that consistency that we love, 1 tablespoon of your favorite low sodium seasoning blend, and in this situation, with this recipe, we use Berber seasoning blend, which is a nice spicy seasoning. We'll also use 1 teaspoon of tandoori seasoning blend, another low sodium seasoning blend packed with flavor. We'll also use 2 tablespoons of Miss Dash garlic herb seasoning blend, and Miss Dash has a wonderful line of salt-free seasoning blends from onion herb to garlic herb to spicy to many different seasonings, a seasoning for every taste bud. So here we'll add in 1 tablespoon of balsamic vinaigrette, another one of our low sodium flavor enhancers. We'll do a little olive oil to give us that smooth texture for our burgers. And now we're gonna blend all of the ingredients until smooth. So you wanna create a nice smooth paste for your burgers, and then carefully scoop out your burger batter into a nice clean bowl. Next, you'll combine your scallions or your green onions and sort of fold them into the mix. This will give us a nice onion flavor for our burgers. And as we cook, the scallion flavor will really soak out into the burger. Next, we're going to heat our olive oil over medium heat. And you want to be careful with the heat and make sure that it's not too high where it's smoking. We want to really cook these burgers slow and long. We want to add our burger batter to our skillet. This is definitely a unique type of batter, and you can use your spoon or your spatula to really shape the burgers into those nice traditional shapes that you love. And since they are made of oats, you'll notice as they cook, they will expand. So in the meantime, we're going to cook our delicious spicy avocado lime dressing. Another delicious recipe that takes advantage of a lot of low sodium, high flavor foods. So we're going to start with an avocado, some extra virgin olive oil to give us that smooth texture for our spicy avocado lime dressing. We're going to do 1 small cucumber peel to give us a nice cool flavor in our dressing. And that spicy cool combination is really what makes this dressing quite unique. We'll do 1 handful of fresh cilantro. 1 tablespoon of diced onion, another one of our low sodium flavor enhancers, 1 tablespoon of minced garlic, 2 tablespoons of lime juice. So we're really being creative here and combining a lot of high flavor foods. And then last but not least, half of a jalapeno. And we want to pulse this and blend this until it's very smooth. This will be our dressing that we can use on our tacos, on our burgers, on our salads. So you want to blend it until it's nice and creamy, like a traditional salad dressing. Here we have our finished product. We have our delicious black bean burger over some butter, lettuce, with onion, tomato, and with a side of our spicy avocado lime dressing. We hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely try this recipe at home and post some pictures with the hashtag #InTheKitchenWithVDF.
Greetings, my African brothers and sisters throughout the world. Habarigani, Hotep. My name is Atiba Parham. I'm here to lead us in Harambe. Harambe is a Kiswahili word that means pull together. It's a rallying cry that Jomo Kenyatta used to pull the people together, his people, in Kenya, to run the English out of the homeland. So that is the reason why we celebrate this day. As a people, we're moving forward, not only in Africa, but throughout the diaspora. And we're connected with each other. And this is a special time to do it, where we're worldwide. We want to pull together in a symbolic gesture, or put it together. In the same words that Marcus Garvey said, the Honorable Marcus Garvey, that Africa, for the Africans at home and the Africans abroad. We will pull together and we will symbolize that we have done our libation for our people. We're also going to say that the ancestors are with us today because they have ascended and we are the ancestors. And we move forward and we're showing the world that we have come together as a people. We'll do our Harambes together. And let me lead us in this Rambe. We symbolically pull together by raising our fists above our head. And we'll pull down, symbolizing pulling together. And we'll do 7 Harambes. And on the 7th Harambe, we'll hold it above our head and we'll yell that Harambe for as long and as loud as we can, which will symbolize the end of our program. So I'm going to ask everyone in the presence of my voice to please stand up. Raise your fist above your head and we'll pull together. 6 Harambes pulling down, and on the 7th we'll hold it above our head as long as we can. Are we ready? Let's go. Harambe 1, Harambe 2, Harambe 3, Harambe 4, Harambe 5, Harambe 6, Harambe! Thank you. Asante Sana.
All right, so with the Ashe breath, one of the things that I'm learning now is that as human beings, we have become chronic breathers, and I know that sounds crazy. You can't have too much air, but we're not giving our body enough time to extract and use the carbon dioxide in the way that it should be used. So I've been looking and doing some research, and I'm experimenting right now with a walk. And what I want to do is take you on a short walk and demonstrate the breathing technique, because I'm going to work this back up into running. It should increase, and I say should, increase endurance. Now, I'm going to suggest for anybody that's doing this course with us, I want you to be careful. If you have any health issues, you know what I'm saying, because I'm not claiming any healing or any of that, but I do want everybody to be safe. So I don't want nobody to be hurt by anything that that I'm doing, because all of this is just life experiments, and I could show you what's been working for me and what I speculate may work for you, but by no means am I an expert. All right, so consult your doctors and all that, blah blah blah. Y'all know what I'm saying, right? I take no responsibility for you falling out because your ass done took some shit that I done showed you too far. All right, but this is a restricted breathing. This is why I went back to walking. It's a restricted breathing, and I'm gonna change the Ashe pattern. I'm trying to use the Ashe idea of breathing with my walk. All right. So I try to get out early because I don't want people looking at me like I'm crazy, because it looked crazy. I practiced it around the building at work, and some of the people was like, "You okay?" I said, "Nah, I'm straight. I'm training." So here we go. Deep breath in. Breathe out. So the goal is to take air in and to breathe it out, hold it, and breathe it out over a longer period, rather than just, you know how you start moving, you want to kind of try to control your breath. You want to focus on your breath the whole time doing the cultural piece, the Ashe. So it's Ashe. Extended period. Now, I'm gonna get into it. See, you all see I'm already breathing hard, right? Because my body is moving, and my body has to use oxygen, because oxygen is what causes the burn. But the burn, right, is where the carbon dioxide is, in a sense, released. The carbon dioxide flows through the system and not only helps balance out your system, help reset your system, but it also carries out weight. So here we go. So now, once it starts getting heavy on me, I start breathing like this. Wait, hold on. Go.
so that wasn't even a quarter of a mile. I'm about to take the camera in so I can finish up the rest of my walk and possibly throw in a little bit of running in there too. Now, the reason I like this is because I can monitor and practice controlling my breath. I can feel a shortness of breath, and I can expand my lungs without necessarily hurting myself. So part of the reason I started really looking at some of this is that my mom, she got a breathing disorder. So I have to understand, because like when you don't got something, you can be like, I feel your pain. But when you experience it yourself, it helps you understand, it helps you identify the issue. So my mom get shortness of breath, right? And so, all right, cool. What exercises can I find for her or develop for her that can help her manage the shortness of breath and manage the feeling that comes with that, right? And this is what's crazy. In fact, it's not the fact that when you are short of breath, it's not that you can't take air in. The issue is that you have too much oxygen. So you have to be able to control the panic, because your body, even though you're pulling in this air, your body can't deal with it, and it's saying that you're not breathing. It's saying, so your body starts to panic. So I have to go on and boom, learn how to deal with this, right? And so that I can help, help her. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't understand it, because I never really had it. My fault. Except in the sweat lodge. The last couple of times in the sweat lodge, I get like that. I can't, and I panic, and I gotta get out. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, that's a whole nother story. But I'm working on that right now. So I'm about to go out here and finish my thing. I took up too much of my time.
Okay, we are back here. We're here in Columbus at the Columbus, 365?
Kwanzaa 365 in Columbus, Ohio.
Kwanzaa 365 in Columbus, Ohio. We are here, as you know, all the way from Watown, Warren. We got Kent in the house. We got Cleveland in the house. But we are here, right, Isaac?
Yes, ma'am. We are here. It's day 3, Ujima, and it's getting bigger and better every day.
It's bigger and better every day. And so we have with us, well, first, before I introduce you, we have, guess what? Health and wellness, a part of Kwanzaa. Can you believe that?
Yes, I can.
Isn't that great?
It is.
What do you say?
That's how it should be, right?
That's how it should be. I'm excited that I think that's a step moving forward for us to include that.
I agree.
Yes. And so we have with us, tell us about who you are, what you do, and all of that.
Okay, I am Zubaira Yara, and I'm a counselor in private practice. I did 20 years at Children's Hospital part-time as a counselor, and had this horrible supervisor, but he was a blessing in disguise.
Oh, wow.
Because he threatened to fire me, and I went into private practice, and so for the last 8 years, this has been great. And so every day, honestly, when I wake up, I am so grateful that he threatened to fire me.
There you go.
Oh, absolutely. And so I'm really glad to be a part of Kwanzaa here. I'm glad to be able to present tomorrow on mental illness. Mental illness is a big issue in our community. and there's so many resources that we just don't take advantage of. And so tomorrow when I speak, I'm going to speak on a toolbox, things that we can do when we're not really ready to go see a therapist, but there's things that we can actually do to help us with our emotional imbalances.
Okay, so with that said, yes, I think it's great to talk about mental health because in our community, it's like a taboo to even admit that we have that in our community. So I think it's great that we're becoming more acceptable that we have mental illness.
Absolutely. Yes, and I think some of the barriers for us getting to counseling is, number one, we have this myth of the superwoman, the super black woman, and so it seems as though for me to look for help or to seek help, it means that I'm weak.
Okay.
But in the reality, that strength comes from looking for help, and we won't do it.
Okay.
A second barrier is growing up, we were told whatever goes on in this house stays in this house. And so we have a lot of sisters and a lot of brothers who are suffering in silence because they remember someone saying, don't you go and tell my business. And so that's another barrier. I find that another barrier is we just don't want people to know what's going on. We're embarrassed, if someone comes in and say, hey, listen, I'm struggling with depression. It's like, well, how in the world are you struggling with depression? You have this, and that. That makes no sense. And so I just find that if we just take off the mask and really look for help, I think we'll be okay.
Definitely. I want to ask you, as you mentioned, and as we are here at Kwanzaa, we know community plays a part in, how and whether or not people will seek support for mental illness. So I want to ask you, how can we as a community foster an environment where it is acceptable and where it's normal, not only to talk about it, but to go get that help?
And I think if we take the stigmas away and say, if someone calls you and say, oh man, I'm not feeling okay, you can listen and you can say, you know what, I've been in counseling before and it really helped me, why don't you try? At my private practice, we give 30 minutes complimentary session, and that just gives you opportunity to come in without any barriers, without any commitments, and just check it out. We talk about some things. 9 times out of 10, once I do that, the people do return.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yes. And another big thing is that when they do come, because it is confidential, but you can see them kind of peeping to make sure that there's no one there that they know. Or, they'll have the shades on, so they're still cloaked in.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
So, over time, do you think that we as black folks, do you think we are reaching out more?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah. When I first started, I geared my practice toward African Americans.
Okay.
And that first year I realized that I couldn't do it because they weren't coming in. In the past, my biggest supporter was Caucasian men.
Okay.
Absolutely. They would come. Oh yeah, keep their appointments. They would refer their friends. If I give assignments, when they came back, the assignments were done.
Oh wow.
Absolutely. And I say within the last 2 years, it has shifted.
Okay.
And now I'm seeing 50-50.
Oh wow.
Absolutely.
That's interesting.
It is. Yes.
Yeah. So, but that's a good thing, right?
Absolutely.
So with that said, do you think when you teach about mental wellness, what do you give people to do? When you said assignments, what is a good assignment for folks to keep or to have mental wellness throughout the day?
So one assignment that everyone does, even my kids who come in, the next time I see you, I want you to tell me 2 or 3 things that happened that was good. And that is the hardest assignment. They'll come in and they'll tell me everything that happened that wasn't okay, but they're stumped. They're actually sitting there thinking, what has happened that's good? And so that's always an assignment.
Oh, wow.
And it really is hard, because they're so used to saying all this negativity, and they can't tell me anything that happened that's good.
Oh, wow.
Really, they can't.
I never thought about that.
Yeah. For example, what has happened that's good for you? See, you're thinking. See, you have to think.
It is hard because you're so used to complaining, and I think that it's an allegory for the bigger picture, focusing on the positive versus on the negative.
Absolutely.
If I really thought I could come up with something, I had some good food lately. I'm here at Kwanzaa, but it's harder.
Yeah, you hesitate, don't you?
Absolutely.
Automatically.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah, and so I'll do things like a gratitude journal. Tell me 10 things that happened. I can tell you 10 things that has happened just in the last 2 days. And so I always practice. I want to hear the things that you're here for, but I really, really want you guys to just take an opportunity throughout your week to say, you know what, this was okay. And that doesn't take away from the negativity, but it just gives you a perspective that things aren't always bad. There's something that we look forward to.
Oh, wow. So at least we know that if we take time, even for those that are not, clinically, depressed or whatever, if we start at least during the day doing these things that promote mental wellness, it will at least keep us from getting depressed. Or it will also make us what we call mindfulness, get us
Absolutely.
in that
Absolutely.
that conscious mind of going, oh, what good thing happened to me today? Don't you think?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And I'll give you an example. Years and years ago, I was asleep and I had to use the restroom. So I was frustrated that I had to get up. And when I returned, I looked out the window. They had this huge orange moon just sitting there.
Oh, wow.
And to me, it was like, oh my God, it was just so beautiful, even though it's 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And I got up and I wrote in my journal how grateful I was that of all the people that were asleep,
you got a chance to see that.
And I was crying. I was genuinely happy. And I wrote like 3 or 4 pages in my journal about gratitude, and it just branched off to a whole bunch of other stuff. But it's things like that. Or, I had this gardener, and we were doing some gardening stuff, and I was just telling a friend of mine that rarely do you see hummingbirds. And so I had to use the restroom, so I was going upstairs, and my husband said, go to the front yard, it looks really nice. I said, let me wait because I have to use the restroom. And something told me not to. So I went to the front door. A hummingbird was sitting right at the front door. It was just sitting there. And had I used the restroom, I would have missed it. So it's little things like that we all get. We all get them, and we have to start recognizing those things.
It's perspective, and that reminds me of the song we were singing earlier. These are a few of my favorite things. Just focusing on the positive things in life. And I think another thing with younger people that I've noticed is self-talk. And I think a lot of times it's a reflex in the same concept of just focusing on negative. Oh, I didn't do this. Oh, I'm not at this point in my life. You're on social media, you see so-and-so and so-and-so has this. Or I don't have this type of job yet. And having that negative self-talk. And one of the things that I've been focusing on and a lot of my friends is having positive talk. And just focusing on the positive things, like you said.
Absolutely.
Encouraging yourself, being your own supporter and your own fan on a day-to-day basis. So what do you think about that? Especially with younger people.
Especially with social media. What do you think?
And so I do workshops and I do group activities. My next workshop is going to be the psychology of social media.
Yes.
Psychology of social media?
Yes. Psychology. What is the psychology behind that? And it's sad because I have a lot of women who come in, they feel good about themselves until they see a post. And when they see someone that assuming that they're doing better than them, it's like they're so depressed. It's like those people aren't telling the truth.
I know. It's just a I always say it's just a snapshot.
And I think with people, like my little younger sister, from the time she has, she's grown up on social media. And she's opened up to me and told me, like, when she sees certain things, it really makes her upset. And it'll ruin her day sometimes. Yeah. And it's always social media. And I think younger generations, that's literally all they know. That's their kind of normal social life. We go to parties, stuff like that, and they get on Facebook, get on Instagram.
But what has happened that is that way? What has happened that I know my life looks good, and if I get on Facebook and I know you, and I know you're saying some things that's not true, how does that affect me negatively? I don't understand that concept. If I know that you bought a 2001 and you're on Facebook saying you bought a 2018, how does that bother me? How does it make me feel bad about who I am when I know what you just said wasn't accurate?
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
I know for myself, most people, they post those good times, so you can't see somebody's life and think it's better, because for me, I only post when I have a haircut. I don't always have a haircut, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Right. When I'm having a lot of fun, that's when I'll post. That doesn't mean I'm having a lot of fun every day, but
absolutely. Absolutely.
You look on my Instagram, it's fun, you know?
Yeah, but some people stay on, I'm telling you.
Yes.
Some people be posting stuff. I'll check my stuff. People be posting at 3 and 4. It's like, aren't they asleep? What's going on?
Yeah.
They live on that social media.
Absolutely.
And so I think with that, we that is our fake news. I think.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Even I know you know about the brain and the hormones and all that. There's definitely a reaction with, you know,
with a ping and the like.
Yeah, the satisfaction.
Oh yeah.
Dopamine with a like and you know.
Oh yeah.
Appreciation, nice comment.
Yes.
So I'd be interested to learn more about that.
Yeah, we really, like I said, my next workshop is going to be the psychology of social media. What does it really mean, and how does it really affect who you are?
Okay, so tell folks that are listening first, how can they get in touch with you? What's the process? Because do they have to go through their primary care physician to get an appointment with you if they need help? How does that go?
Yeah, and so what happens, I'm Zubaira Yara Counseling Group. I'm located in Columbus, Ohio. And so I accept all major insurances except Cigna. And so just look me up. I'm on all the different websites with the insurance company. I'm on Psychology Today. And so you just YARA, Yara Counseling Group, and just call. Like I said, I do give complimentary sessions, so you can come in and get a feel, and if you feel comfortable, we'll go forward. Also, I just recently purchased a building to open a women's center.
Okay.
And so I just had it completely renovated, and so we're going to do a whole bunch of women's stuff.
Oh, that's good.
Absolutely.
So that means you can invite us in so that we can do some workshops on taking care of yourself as women. We would love to.
Absolutely.
Yes, and I'm so glad that you are here, and I know that you're going to give great health tips for folks tomorrow night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you. Yes.
Slow down. Oh la la hey la la hey la la hey la la hey la.
Oh la la hey la la hey la la hey la la hey la.
Oh la la hey la la hey la la hey la la hey la.
Oh la la hey la la hey la la hey la la hey la. Oh la hey la la hey la. Oh la hey la. La la hey la, la la hey la, la la hey la la hey la la hey la la hey la. Oh la la hey la la hey la la hey la hey la. Let's see some cartwheels. What y'all doing? Play. Don't just do a cartwheel because I say so. Go get some.
We're going to have a focus on health and wellness, and we're going to bring up first Dr. Vicky Doe. Give it up for Dr. Vicky Doe, y'all. All right, now, Dr. Vicky Doe, this is your third year in Columbus, Kwanzaa, isn't it? Oh, yes, it is. Let's talk about it.
Oh, yes, this is our third year. We're coming all the way down from Whitetown, Youngstown, Ohio. Yes, and we're here. I'm visiting my home folks because, you know, I started out here at the Ohio State University with the Imani dancers. This is important because this is your healthy minute. So I want you to repeat. What is this? This is your healthy minute. All right, this is your healthy minute. We are including health and wellness and our challenge as we roll into the new year. I'm Dr. Vicki Haywood Doe, and I am the Health Fitness Director of Vicki Doe Fitness. You'll find out all about me. Go to www.vickidoefitness.com. Now, this week, right? Yeah. We're starting out with unity. We're getting our mind set, right? And our theme for this week is keep it moving. So what is our theme for this week? Keep it moving. All right, so what does that mean? That means y'all probably ain't going to be sitting down too long right through this minute. Okay, now here are some quick facts for you before I introduce my good friend, Dr. Kelly Kersey, all the way down from Cleveland Clinic. Woohoo! But here are some quick facts that I want you to think about this week. Did you know, according to the CDC, that's the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, approximately 80%, listen to this, 80% of cardiovascular disease, that is heart disease and stroke, is preventable. Did you hear that? 80% is preventable. So what do we need to do? We need to get in the mindset, according to the American Heart Association, even if we think about 2 lifestyle factors, just 2. We don't have to do all the other stuff, just concentrate on this 2. Exercise and healthy eating. So, what 2 lifestyle habits are we going to concentrate on this week? Exercise and healthy eating. Exercise and healthy eating. Hi dear, what's going on? Okay, sorry about that. All right, so we are saying the new guidelines, 2 minutes. 2-minute bouts of exercise during the day adds up to your 150 minutes plus for the week. We can do 2 minutes, right? Yeah. So are we doing 2 minutes? Yeah. All right. So let us bring up our one and only Dr. Kelly Kersey, who is a clinical psychologist, and she will give us what we call mindful movement. We're starting out with mind, body, and spirit. Go ahead.
Habaragani. 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 Umoja. Welcome everybody. So I was reflecting on unity, and what came to me is that we can't have unity if we're not in balance in this body, right? So we have to be in balance in our physical body in order to have our mind and our spirit at a place where we can soar, right? Because what we want to do is soar while we're on this planet. We want to soar. So when I count to 3, I want you to say soar, and I want you to move your arm up to the sky. 1, 2, 3, soar. 1, 2, 3, soar. 1, 2, 3, soar. 1, 2, 3, soar. We need to soar. And how can we soar if we're walking around as a street sweeper collecting issues from other people? Collecting issues that we see perhaps on the news, perhaps things from our past, that we're gathering up all of these things that are keeping us a little heavy, right? Keeping us a little bit heavy. So when we talk about being well in mind, body, and spirit, we have to move the body in order to move the mind. Can we agree on that? Yes. Right. So move the mind. On 1, 2, 3, move the mind. 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 All right, so I'm going to show you all
some simple practices to help move the energy in your body. Because as we're going through life and we're feeling a little heavy and we're thinking about some things that have been in our past that may not have felt so good, we can carry that around. And it gets stuck in the physical body, in the creases and the folds of the body. So we have to move. We have to shake it out. So we're going to go through a series of tapping motions, and we're going to start at the top of the head, and we're going to move down through the body. So I want you to follow me, and we're going to have a drum beat. So I'm going to put this microphone down so I can really move with both of my hands, and I'm going to invite you to stand up, get on your feet if that feels comfortable. So ask your body how it's feeling, and if it's feeling good, let's stand on your feet, right? Okay, so I'm going to see if my voice is going to carry if we just go to the top of the head, and we're going to say release the energy, release the energy, release the energy, release the energy, release it, release it, release the energy. Go to the top of the forehead, and move it, just pick it up, and move it. Release all that stuck energy. Release, 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 and move down right to your shoulders. Release, release, release. Look at your neighbor. Release, 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 and cross it. Release, 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 release to your heart. Release it, release it, release it, release it. All the heaviness. Release it, release it, release it, release it in your belly. Release, boom, 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 release, release, release. Now take your hands and take them behind you, right where your kidneys are. I'm going to turn around so you can see. Rub the kidneys, because when you rub the kidney area, it helps release that tension. So when you're feeling a little uptight in the middle of the day, just rub those kidneys. Okay? Now rub. Now rub. Now rub. Now rub. Now rub it. Now rub it. And soothe yourself. And soothe yourself. Now shake your hands out. March your feet. Shake your hands. Shake your hands. Shake your hands. Look at your neighbor. Keep shaking. I'm getting free, y'all. I'm getting free. I'm getting free. I'm getting free. Now raise your hands up. Boom, boom. Bring them down. Boom, boom. Shake them up. Boom, boom. And down. Boom, boom. And up. Boom, boom. And down. Boom, boom. Put your hands on your hip. Open up those hip flexors. Move all those stagnant emotions out. Get them out. Get them out. All those old stories. Get them out. It feels good. Look. Bring it down. Bring it down. Bring it down. Bring it up. Bring it down. Bring it up. Bring it down. Feel good. Move your shoulders. 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 Whenever you need to get off your back, move your shoulders. Let it go. Let it go. Say let it go. 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 Woo. Okay. All right. So don't think you're finished yet. But give yourself a round of applause because you've let a lot go. And as we continue to let things go, we bring unity to our body, mind, and spirit. That is the only way we can heal. That's the only way we can heal. So I'd like for you to practice a very powerful breath, because when we move our breath, we clear our mind. So I want you to hold something in your mind and in your heart, something that you really want to let go of. Perhaps it's self-judgment. Perhaps it's fear. Perhaps it's anger. Whatever it is that you really want to let go of so you can go into 2020 feeling free, I want you to use this particular breath to release it. And it looks like this. I'm just going to show you, and it's very simple. And you could even say our word for the day, our principle, Umoja. Okay? So it'll look like this. Inhale, Umoja. 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 Beautiful. Umoja. Umoja. Umoja, get what you need. Umoja, get it. Umoja, get it. Umoja, grab it. Umoja, own it. Umoja, come on now. Umoja, bring it into your heart. Umoja, bring it into your heart. Umoja, faster drummer. Umoja, 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 move that energy. Umoja, 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 Umoja. So go into stillness, closing your eyes, going into silence, going into stillness, noticing the sensations that you're experiencing in your mind and in your body, noticing the vibrations, noticing the results of your own practice, moving what has been stagnant. This is a mindful moment. This is you bringing your mind and your body into union. These are practices that just take moments for our own refreshment, our own renewal. May you continue to move your body, your breath, and your mind. When thoughts come into your mind that do not serve your highest self, breathe it away. Cast it out with your arms, with your breath, with your words. Let it go and call yourself back into unity. Thank you.
All right, thank you for our healthy minute, and you are going to practice this tonight, tomorrow, as we come back tomorrow evening. Thank you.
Are you heading out of town or have a special occasion? What about birthdays, anniversaries, or reunions? Get the best deals and inexpensive rental car rates, midsize sedans, compact cars, and more. We have a variety of fleet vehicles to accommodate any and all of your rental car needs. Make a reservation today at your local budget rental car on Hamilton Road in Whitehall. Call 614-863-7500.
Happy Kwanzaa. I'm Carla, and my sister Karen and I own Two Natural Sisters. We've been in business for 5 years, and we sell a line of natural bath, body, and candle products. Let's take a look. Follow us on social media, Facebook and Instagram, at Two Natural Sisters. All items that are in stock will be shipped within 24 to 48 hours. As a promotional item, we offer a CD of Black romantic poetry of self-love and coupled love, and 50% discount on Sister Locks, Brother Locks by consultant Sapphire Donetta Mahadi. If you have any questions, you can reach us at customer care at twonaturalsisters.com. Enjoy and happy Kwanzaa.
What's going on? My name is Doe. I am the owner and creator of Madeline Gin. Madeline Gin is best described as a celebratory art experience that exudes hella blackness. Initially, the company was founded to provide a luxurious but affordable art experience, and it's since transformed itself into something a bit more spiritual. By walking in what I believe to be my truth, I've been able to get in contact with my ancestors and use my platform and my art, my gift, to tell their untold stories. I do that by using different textures, by utilizing different mediums, colors, and just making things pop out so that it's open for interpretation. I love creating, and I can't wait to be of service to you. Thank you.
I am a genius. My ancestors were geniuses. My ancestors have made me a genius in all that I think, say, and do. I must declare myself a genius. I am a genius. Whenever I am myself, I practice my geniusness and do great things. All my thoughts, choices, and deeds must express my geniusness.
I am a genius. My decisions must always be in the best interest of myself, my family, my people, and my God. Only then will I and everyone I know that I am a genius.
I am a genius. At all times, my geniusness must reflect my culture. My geniusness must serve my God. My geniusness must make me be one in love and harmony with my family. My geniusness must protect my people. Yes, at all times I must demonstrate excellence because I am a genius.